Start away with pure desire. Watch her switch lanes when she takes me higher.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am doing the April plan with me. This is the 4th plan with me this year, guys. What the hell is happening? Every single time I sit down to film a plan with me, I'm kind of flabbergasted that a month has passed already since the last time I sat down to film one. If you guys haven't seen my past plan with me's, I've done everything from planning out 2018, my morals, my goals, my resolutions. In February, I think we tried bullet journaling. In March, I showed you guys how I plan things on my phone. And now for April, I like to keep all these plan with me's a little bit different. And this one's really cool because for the month of April, I've challenged myself to travel for a month. Kind of tying into the January plan with me, something that I've really ingrained into my everyday morning routine is reading, and it's something that I have fallen in love with. I don't think I've missed a day of reading, like in months. When I grabbed on to Eat, Pray, Love, I knew this was gonna happen. Don't read Eat, Pray, Love if you don't wanna get the travel bug, because it'll bite you so dang hard. And in general, I think after winter, I always kind of want to get out because I'm a little restless. I really wanted to challenge myself to break out of my comfort zone and just go travel. Lately, my anxiety has been so good. This is also just a huge test to myself to see how I do with being so pulled out of my comfort zone and so pulled out of my daily routine, and just have to kind of, you know, adventure and take the risk, explore a little bit and play with life. That's what I feel like doing right now. So while Eat, Pray, Love is obviously eating, praying, and loving, I decided that for my mini Eat, Pray, Love month of April, my 3 destinations are gonna be beach, dance, elephants. The first trip I'm going on is a road trip with Bentley. We're gonna drive down to both South Carolina and Florida. We're gonna hit the beach. I'm gonna do some yoga. I'm gonna get some reading done, figure out some life questions on the road, you know? I also just bought a bike and I'm gonna hook it up to the back of my Jeep, throw our stuff in the car, and just drive. We're just gonna drive south. We're gonna get to some warmer temperatures. We're gonna explore, we're gonna hang out for a bit, and then we're gonna come back. The second trip / dance portion of my mini Eat, Pray, Love is Coachella. I'm gonna be going to Coachella with one of my best friends. I'm going with Christine. It's gonna be such a good weekend. And then after Coachella, I'm topping off the month with my own solo bucket list, scratching something off by heading to Thailand. I'm going to pet an elephant. I'm gonna go see some elephants. I'm gonna go, you know, see the big Buddha. Some just like soul searching, you know? Sounds so lame, but I'm literally getting goosebumps right now thinking about even just saying Thailand. I can't stop. We need to keep going. So this plan with me is going to be plan with me for a month of traveling. I obviously have a lot of preparations. I have a lot of things I need to make sure I have in order. I'm gonna share with you guys a mini pack with me for the road trip in this, because that's the first trip and we leave this weekend. Just like all my travel tips and tricks, all the things I like to do before I travel to plan, all of that fun stuff is gonna be in this video. So with that, grab a drink. I'm currently drinking water, but I'm gonna brew myself a coffee for the dry erase and the actual packing portion of this video. Take a seat and let's plan for a month of traveling. So the first part is obviously filling out my dry erase. This is always a go-to no matter what I'm planning, because it gives me an overview look at the month, which is obviously super important this month since there's gonna be so much coming and going. I wanna fill in when I'm gonna be away, what days I'm gonna be on what trips, and then that is an obvious look at, okay, so I'm not gonna be home during that time, so the things that I'm able to get done are going to obviously be a little bit more minimal, or the things I'm able to plan are a bit more minimal. The thing that I love about travel is that you almost kind of have to go with the flow. Like, you can't plan too much because you're exploring and you're adventuring. So first things first, I want to know what days I'm gone. Then I need to know what days I'm uploading for my everyday, you know, schedule. Luckily for me, I can work while I travel. I'm still gonna have to get some work done on these trips, which is totally fine with me because I love work. So I need to fill out what days things are gonna get uploaded, so then I can look at my schedule and say, okay, now what days do I need to film them, edit them, and have those things up and ready to go so that I'm not stressing about it while I'm away. I now have a good idea of what I need to get done before I leave, what I need to get done while I'm away, and what days I'm gone and what days I'm actually here. Which leads me to part number 2, and that's actually planning. So I'm not gonna go through every single trip and plan it with you guys, but to give you guys an example, I'll plan my road trip with you right here, right now. We'll do it together. So first things first, I obviously need to figure out where I'm going. So when I was looking at the route down towards Florida, I didn't have a necessary destination in mind. I just wanted to see how far it was, how far I was willing to drive, and where I wanted to go. So along the way, I noticed that Charleston, South Carolina was on that route. I also recently finished reading Safe Haven, and Nicholas Sparks, he's one of my favorite authors, and all of his books always tend to kind of take place around North Carolina or South Carolina. So I decided that I wanted to stop in South Carolina because that was going to be one, cutting down the amount of time I'd be driving. Otherwise, to drive to Florida is like 22 hours, which is way too crazy. And 2, I get to explore 2 places rather than 1. For the dates that I'm gone, I'm gonna stay in South Carolina for 2 nights and stay in Florida for 2 nights, which gives me the dates of my entire road trip. After that, I looked up my places to stay, found some Airbnbs, and then booked those right after. And then I did a bit of research for both Charleston and Jensen Beach and looked up some fun things that I want to do on the time that I have there. Comes a time where I'm like, okay, now what? Like, now what do I want to do? I'll have like a little list of things to do in those areas. This is like a good reference point while I'm traveling, because I'm also gonna bring this notebook with me. From there, I'm gonna need to know what we'll need while we're there. This is almost like the pre-prep to the packing. So I make a list of all of the things that I know I wanna have while I'm away, or I know I'm gonna need while I'm away, and things that I must pack. And that includes just even stuff for Bentley, because obviously this is Bentley's first puppy adventure. So I need to make sure that I'm prepared for Bentley. I need to make sure I'm prepared for myself. I need to make sure that there's things that I'm packing, there's things that I'm buying to pack. I just bought a bike rack. I need to like basically put that on, like little things that I need to pack. And then after that, I make a list of to-dos, things that need to get done before the day of the trip, or else I'm gonna be unprepared. Making sure I know how to mount my bike on my Jeep, making sure I have the proper documents to cross the border with Bentley, little things like that to just make sure that I'm fully prepped and prepared and that no anxiety will trickle its way in the night before and I'm suddenly freaking out and feeling like I don't have everything together. I print out any important papers, slip them in a folder, and then last but not least, I top everything off by making sure I have a playlist, which I will pop down below. The playlist that I've made for the beach or road trip portion travel of April is my Fireflies in Spring playlist. That is the playlist that I made for the road trip, and I will link it down below. And then also I like to make sure that I've downloaded my audiobooks. So I've actually partnered with Audible for this video. I find when I travel, I love using audiobooks, especially for driving. I'm not gonna be able to physically read, but it's a long, extensive time that I'm gonna be on the road. There's 2 days in particular where I'm driving up to 15 hours. And so to break up that time, I like to download audiobooks while I'm traveling and driving and just give myself something to listen to that isn't just music. So I went ahead and downloaded 2 different books. I downloaded The Power of Now because I'm currently reading that book right now, and I know that I'm still gonna be reading it by this weekend, so I wanted to have it on my phone to finish it off while driving. But then I ended up downloading another book that is new fiction because I'm really close to finishing Eat, Pray, Love. So I downloaded How to Fall in Love with a Man Who Lives in a Bush. It's by Emma Abrahamson, and I downloaded it because I actually really liked the sound of the storyline. I feel like it would be a little bit fun and springy and mindless, perfect for a road trip. So those are the 2 audiobooks I'm gonna be listening to on the way, but I mean, Audible has like an enormous amount of audiobooks. Plus, if you ever decide to cancel your membership, you actually get to keep all your audiobooks after, which is pretty dope. So if you guys actually want to try Audible and get a free audiobook with a 30-day trial, then head to audible.com/Kalyn, where you will get to try it out for 30 days, see if it's your thing. Or you can text Kalyn to 500-500. I will leave all the details to that down below if you guys are looking to try some audiobook. I feel like I might have to download 1 or 2 more before the trip comes, depending on where I'm at with The Power of Now, because it's gonna be like almost 40 hours of driving, guys. So I have a lot. That's a lot of time to get some reading done, especially while driving. My playlist can only take me so far for so long, you know? And so once all of that is said and done, the last and final thing to do when it comes to planning for some travel is packing. My new parcel just came in of Bath & Body Works candles. I'm now moving on to Summer Boardwalk, was just burning lavender marshmallow. Highly recommend both. First thing that I'm gonna do, and the first thing that I always do when I'm packing for any sort of trip, is pull up my packing checklist. I ended up reposting my packing checklist to my blog. It's just like an easy to follow guide that you can pretty much use no matter where you're traveling. I mean, mind you, obviously opt out the things that you don't need. Like if you're going somewhere that's cold, you would obviously skip over bathing suit and things like that. It just gives you like an overall view of all of the things that you might need to pack when going anywhere. I'll leave a link to it down below. First place I'm going is Charleston. So the next thing I like to do is check the weather where I'm going so that I know to pack things that are according to the weather. So the days that I'm there, it's roughly 23 degrees, getting as cold as 14 degrees. So that's pretty, I mean, I definitely want to pack a little bit warmer for Charleston. And then as for Jensen Beach, Florida's a little warmer. It's coming up as 30 degrees with a low of 17 or 18 degrees. So I can definitely pack warmer for that. The other thing that came in that I'm so excited to pack. So I also picked Bentley and I up backpacks for our road trip. Just take a second, guys. This is the cutest thing. I wish it was a little smaller. I honestly thought it was going to be, but look at Bentley's backpack. It's got hot dogs on it, and it's funny because he's part wiener dog. So this is the backpack I need to pack up for Bentley. It's also going to be good even just for like when we go biking and like around the city, like when we're exploring. This is a perfect size for just the stuff that I'm going to need to carry with me. So I'm now going to use my packing checklist and knowing the weather. I'm going to go in order of clothing, then beauty and toiletries, and then finish everything off with tech stuff, and then my like personal bag, which will be this bag here. This will have like my laptop and things like that. So that's the order I'm going to go ahead and pack in. Without boring you guys, I'm going to shoot it overhead and put all the text overlays so you guys can see the stuff as I'm packing it. The little ways, tips, and tricks that I like to use when packing.
I've been spending out the time, couple women by my side. I got sinning on my mind, was sipping on red wine. I've been sitting there for ages, ripping out the pages. How'd I get so faded? How'd I get so faded? Oh, no, no, don't leave me lonely now. If you loved me, how'd you never learn? Ooh, color crimson in my eyes. One or two could free my mind. This is how it ends. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream, fading out again. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream. So tell me when it kicks in. I've been looking for a lover, thought I'd find her in a bottle. God, make me another one. I'll be feeling this tomorrow. Lord, forgive me for the things I've done. I was never meant to hurt no one, and I saw scars upon a broken-hearted love. This is how it ends. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream, fading out again. I feel the chemicals burn in my bloodstream.
So that pretty much sums up, you know, the packing portion. There's a few things that I obviously left out, like my camera, and a few just couple of other things because I technically don't have to leave for a few days. The only other thing I think I left out was my makeup. I'm gonna try and not use any heat on my hair the whole week while I'm gone, so I'm basically just gonna do braids and then let my braids out, crank it up, and just pull back my bangs, kind of like at the beginning of this video. And then aside from that, the only other thing I didn't show was I still have to pack an outfit for Easter since I'm going to Easter first in my my hometown and then leaving from my hometown. So those are the only two things that I didn't share with you guys. And of course, you know, like my bike and actually packing up the Jeep. But those are things that I'll put on like my Insta story or something when we leave. I'm so excited. How cute is Bentley's bag? This kills me. Like, I'm also just so excited for Bentley to have a little adventure. It also is tying in just before his 5th birthday. So I'm gonna consider this a little bit of like a birthday trip for Bentley. So I'm really excited to just explore with him. I'll get some reading done, get some work done, and just bike and eat. Try out some warmer temperatures because it's still a little cold here in Toronto. There you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed planning with me for a month of travel. It's going to be a hectic month. I definitely feel more prepped and planned now that we've done all of this, but now that it's coming up, I still have a lot to do before I leave. So it's gonna be a nice little relaxing getaway once it actually comes to. Leave a comment down below if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you guys go? And also keep watch because obviously there's gonna be vlogs coming from all of these trips, so definitely look forward to that. And aside from that, I love you guys to the moon and back. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you guys all in my next video, which will be Sunday, which I'll already be gone by then, so wish me luck. Bye guys.
I know you by heart, like ink on my sleeve. Right from the start, making memories. You had bangs and a Honda Accord. I bought